line of the final score. Like, we leave for one day, and Doogie, what kind of operation is being run around here?
Ever since Duthie was sitting on the toilet playing that for the opening of Free Agent Frenzy or Trade Center, I hate this song.
Well,
and then the Oilers were playing it, and then the Panthers started playing it. God, I hate that song.
And the reason was this your call again, Doogie? Are you in there? Yeah, just play regular music.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need like
getting creative.
It was Noodle's birthday. We played the birthday song. We're playing this now because Evan Bouchard has signed an extension with Edmonton. So Doogie's being very creative, but
the Hut just got an interior makeover, new furniture, and the whole nine. Report the deal, Hazy.
Yes, 4 years, which is interesting. A 4-year extension at $10.5 million per.
Dude,
for Evan Bouchard.
How does anyone in their right mind? I get it, whatever the cap is going up, but how does anyone in their right mind not say, you want to give me 8 of that? Yeah, I'll take it.
8 years? Well, obviously, Edmonton would have loved that, but I'm sure Bouchard was saying if it's going to be 8, clearly it's got to be 13 or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just the math of it. For a guy that is young, he's clearly a big part of their program. I guess that this kind of feels like what, again, the Leafs kind of went through. Remember when Matthews signed a shorter-term deal, and that could have been 8, but instead it was 11.6, and it would have been more money, and they were in it to win it, and up against a tight cap.
Let's not go back there.
But that's what Edmonton's trying to do here. Like, they're trying to stuff everything together and try to keep guys, and Kapanen got a 1-year deal. They're trying to find a way to get, $2 million for Corey Perry? They may not be able to find that money. They're going to find a goalie. Maybe not 2, but whatever. 1.5, whatever it is. I mean, you got to give him something. You got to find a goalie. There's a lot going on out there.
Got lots of time to sort it out. But you know what? Bouchard at 10 and 10.5 is pretty standard, wouldn't it be? That's a pretty good deal for both sides. Like, what is he? Top 10?
Dude, I know after we had the Hut discussion, people were like, the next couple games, he made some donkey mistakes.
Yeah, he
people
did.
were like, the Hut sucks. Whoever had the idea of the Hut, this guy sucks. He is a valuable part of their offense, their power play. Given just puck distribution with McDavid and Draisaitl, he's a big part of their offense, man. A massive part.
And the cap's going to be 113.5 in 2 years. Like, that's the thing. The cap's going up. Like, the short-term deals are coming because, yes, as much as we all want 8-year deals, I'd be shocked if McDavid signed anything longer than 4.
Yeah, I know, but Jamie, these guys, like, I give them credit. They got a lot of stones. Like, you get injured, man.
Well, they all have disability policies that I'm sure pay huge money if they end up blowing their knee out.
Yeah, but I don't think you're saying, like, injured to the point where you can't play ever again. It's injured to the point where your game falls off a cliff. Like, that's...
Well, dude, your game could fall off a cliff. Like, not everybody's guaranteed to just be awesome every single year. Like,
yeah, like McDavid's a different beast than everyone.
Obviously,
clearly.
he is the exception where he is going to be McJesus regardless.
But, and Bouchard,
Bouchard's 24, isn't he? Like, how old is he? I'm just looking it up right now.
We're not saying that that is a possibility of it falling off a cliff, but it's just...
Yeah, that guy's
I guess what I'm just trying to say is there's no guarantees.
Well, if he plays till he's 36, he just signed till he's 29. And he can sign an 8-year deal at 29. And, I think that's what these guys are saying. There's so much money out for the top players. Mm-hmm. He's one of them. So, unfortunately, you're right. Edmonton would have signed him to 8 years in a heartbeat because he's part of their core. But he said, I'll take 4 at a lower number. And they're trying to fit him in because it's still, the cap's only 96 next year. And then it's going to go to 105 or whatever it is. And then 113. Like, it'll be 125 in 4 years. By the time...
But you got to get there. Yeah, you got to get there. But you're right, Noodles. I hear what you're saying. But now with this deal, it sounds like they have, between like $1 million, $2 million to play with. I get it. They have a full summer, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Arvidsson being traded. That's another 4.
Okay. But every team in the league can play that game. Like, you still got to fill out a roster. Like, you gotta figure out who else you're gonna, who else you're gonna acquire. It's not that we didn't know this was coming. Like, Ekblad or Bouchard was gonna get paid, and Draisaitl's deal's kicking in. This was inevitable. This was going to happen. Whether it was a 4-year deal, a 1-year deal, or an 8-year deal, he was going to get a lot of money.
Yep.
But it's just, there are some GMs with a lot of flexibility in the league, and there's some that are up against it. And Edmonton's got to figure out what else they can do here. But I think it plays on both sides. Like you're in a window here, and Bouchard's a big piece of it, and you gotta make adjustments.
You got to be happy that you at least got it done. Now you move on to 97, and then you move on and rounding your team out. Like I think there's going to be some changes around the edges there. They'll move some players around, and you go right back at it. But I think.
What do you think the length of McDavid's deal will be, Jamie?
I told you. I think it's 4 years. I think he's got the same agent as Matthews, because it'll be a 4-year extension, in my opinion, which would be 5 years because he's got a year left on his deal. So a 5-year, that's a long time in hockey. Plus he's put in, 9 already? How many years has he been there?
10? Yeah, he's been there 10 years. No, he's played 10 years in the league.
That would take him to 15 years with the same team. It's a long time. I think, we are focused, but that is going to, the league is already with this new CBA trying to shorten the length of max term anyways. I think this is just, par for the course.
But what I guess the counter to that is that's the league saying we want shorter. These are players saying we want shorter, which is kind of interesting because, I don't know what's going to happen with Marner. We've heard conflicting reports. Does he want a 4-year deal? Does he want an 8-year deal? If it's a sign and trade, it'll be an 8-year deal. I guess we'll find out, relatively soon. But I guess it comes down to the mentality of players, betting on yourself. And because there is an element of security that comes with 8 years, full no move. I know where I am. I know where I'm going. Sure, I could have made a little bit more money, but I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'm just done. You look at Florida, Bennett's not to the same status, but they're all just give me 8 years. And so I know I can just stay and I'm done and I'm not coming up again. And it takes, a different athlete, I think, to be wired that way. It's I'm comfortable playing for contracts and playing for the next one that's coming up.
The only thing that's different, though, is Bennett's 29 and never really made huge money. So he'll takes the 8 years. These guys are 25, 20. What's nice? 24, 23. They're I'll take 6, I'll take 4, whatever, because they know this isn't their last deal.
True.
That's it. They're
true enough.
That's why it makes it unique. Do you remember? Look at the Ottawa. They signed how many guys at 8 years? It was Brady, it was Stützle, it was Sanderson.
Montreal, same thing. Yeah, with Caulfield and Suzuki.
And those deals are going to look amazing.
Dobson just signed for 8.
That was a great, I don't know what you guys thought. What a great acquisition for Montreal. That was
he's a good player. He's just adds an element of talent and skill and a guy in his prime.
I like that from Montreal's end. It's you don't want that guy on your team. We'll take him on our team. Right shot defenseman that can play in all situations.
Yeah,
take him every time.
Wanted to be in Montreal, right? Was craving that spotlight. Wants to be there.
You have him, and that Goulie's a hell of a player. He's and
got to stay healthy. That's the big thing with him. But
I mean,
Hudson, you think of that decor, that they could put together for the next 5 or 6 years. Those are some good players, man.
Really good.
Yeah, they got that Reinbacher kid who blew his knee out or whatever last year, but they took him for 5th overall a couple of years ago.
Logan Mailloux kid.
Yeah,
obviously
they're going to flip someone at some point, I would think, because they got a lot of bodies now on the back end. But it is a shrewd move by Montreal.
Yeah.
Smart
play.
Just
interesting to see now what is the Islanders' mentality. What are they doing there? Because that'll be a team to watch. Now, are we in all hell's breaking loose? Did I actually call it this time? Remember, I've been calling it for 10 years straight. But is really all hell's breaking loose here?
I don't think we've reached that level of insanity yet. Dobson that's a big deal, good player, moving on, but. Again, there's a lot of re-signings, a lot of avoiding of offer sheets and stuff like that. We'll see what comes of it tomorrow. If Marner just goes to Vegas, that's not crazy. It's just kind of anticipated now.
It'll still be heavy to talk about.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Marner signing and putting a different jersey on and showing up at some presser will be newsy.
Well, and Brad Marchand as well. If he gets to the market, that's kind of legend of the game who could be available and what his contract looks like and where he wants to play. I think it'll be very interesting.
Would it be more crazier if Marner went to Anaheim for $14 million?
Yeah, so that would blow the doors off everything. If all of a sudden things break down with Vegas. And then he goes, screw it, I'm going somewhere else, and it's Anaheim or Utah or something like that, yes, then that would be different. But I always anticipate craziness being trades. You know, like that's what I'm waiting for. Maybe the Islanders are that team. Like maybe Barzal, maybe Horvat, maybe other guys. Maybe with Darsh there now and Lou out, they're like, we got to reset. We just took Matthew Schaefer. They just had a lot of picks in this draft.
Dude, who knows? They might take it down to the
well,
earth,
then
man.
Sorokin maybe becomes available.
Well, that's where everyone in Edmonton's like, I was there and people were like, oh, Sorokin's going to go. First of all, what are you trading for him?
Right.
He's a top 5 goaltender in the league, or close to it. If like he's one of them, put it that way. What does he make? $9 million a year?
Yeah, it's 8 something or 9. Yeah, it's a lot of. It's a big ticket.
How you
He
going to
might
afford?
have been one of those guys that Hayes and Jonas attacked when you were gone.
That's not true.